Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
This is not the right day of the week. It's Sunday.
Well, it is the right day now.
Yeah. Uh,
There,
yeah, we're gonna do this on
there,
Sundays now too.
yeah, there's too much going on to do it once a week. That, the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks we've done it is we did Greenland, and then Alex Party happened, and then we did that, and then immediately after that, that Epstein files happen. Like, just everything happens. So if you only do one show once a week, like, you're leaving out a bunch.
Robin says she skipped church for this. Um,
This is probably a better place to be than church.
yeah, yeah, we'll do the baptisms after. Uh, the yeah, I kind of wanted to. I mean, I agree, and we're gonna cover some stuff today too. But I've wanted to try and do shows where we can also kind of let people join and stuff and talk to other people and
Hmm.
whether it be members of the audience who want to come and have a chat or commentate on something or whatever, and or whether we have actual guests outside of that scheduled to come and do interviews with or whatever the case may be. And there was just we were running out of time to even cover the stories. So even with just the stories, like we needed more time.
Hmm.
So it became kind of apparent. And plus, like the videos that I've made on the side under the politicality label, uh, I could just do those as part of live streams or whatever. I mean, we could just talk about those things and have the clips and stuff and have it
Hmm.
be um, a part of a live stream or whatever. Have one. There's a word for that, but have one part of it be for that stuff or whatever. And there's just a lot of different things that we were trying to cram into one show, and we really needed to expand into another day. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about a few things. We don't have quite the number of stories and stuff that we usually do, and then we'll allow for um, people to join. Or I guess I could like go ahead and let people join now, and then they could talk about the stories too.
One really good thing, I think it was in Florida. It was in some red state, but I think it was in Florida. There was a special election that
Louisiana.
was held. Oh, Louisiana, thank you. It was in Louisiana, and Democrat outperformed like mad yet again.
Yeah. It was a deep red district that Trump had carried by 13 points,
Hmm.
which the incumbent Republican, lost by almost 40 points.
If they
So
were not, if they were not concerned before, they need to be fucking terrified now.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
just
but
I can,
also in Florida too.
yeah, I can
They
tell
just
you,
sorry,
I
go
can
ahead.
tell you right now, the Texas Republican Party is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah,
So I mean, they're
yeah,
like they were already edgy after um when was it? Was it 2000? Oh my god. Um whenever Cruz was up for re-election and Beto nearly beat him. Beto came within like a few points of beating him, or of winning. And that kind of sent the GOP here into a tailspin because they're like, oh my God, like that's not supposed to happen here. Which is one of the reasons they gerrymander like mad and tried to gerrymander like mad and got shot down. So they need to be scared because a lot of their. In Texas, most independents tend to lean right. They don't necessarily vote Republican, but they tend to lean right. That's completely reversed.
yeah,
They're all leaning left now.
yeah. Well, even like with the last election, there was a lot of places that were trending to the left. They were they were moving further left, even though they
Hmm.
won on the right. They still left. They I can't spit out the words.
Yeah.
uh, they didn't win by as much as they thought. It had trended back towards the left some, but now like it seems like even places where Trump carried the state by 30, 40 points, they're worried about losing, which I mean that's what happens whenever you allow for the head of your party to just step all over the Constitution and lie about what he's doing, and his approval rating is
Hmm.
um, the worst in modern American history. The
What I'm looking forward to in 10 years when they sit there and try to say that they never really liked him and they didn't vote for him. Bullshit, you
Oh
did.
yeah,
We know you did.
we weren't the bigots.
Yeah.
It'd be the same. It's funny how it mirrors a lot of the religious conversations, right? It's always the other
Hmm.
people. Uh, the but anyway, the it seems like too like January was at least the numbers that we've been able to get was the worst jobs market since the Great Recession, and definitely the worst in anything to do with Joe Biden, which of course he still blames for everything. Um, he was posting overnight about Joe Biden and uh,
Joe Biden is more popular than he is.
yeah,
And you know he hates that.
he must have nightmares of Joe Biden. Just
Oh, yeah.
uh, but he it's we laugh and things at some of the stupid silly things that Trump says and does, and how he says so many
Hmm.
awful things. But um on a more serious note, like it's we something else is going on now. He's definitely had a stroke in the last year, and he has his cognitive
Severe cognitive
decline is
decline.
is on show daily now, where he just says nonsensical things more than usual, more than before.
Hmm.
Um, Before it wasn't so much that he said nonsensical things as he said stupid things that a stupid person would say, but they weren't incoherent so much. Now he it's incoherent and just doesn't even like the words that he puts together don't even make sentences or phrases. They're just words. And
Hmm.
when he can even do that, which I don't know, given my record today, I've had problems with that already. But I'm not the president of the fucking free world, so there's
Yeah.
that. But
We're just some
before,
YouTube.
yeah, and I'm gonna show some examples of his behavior here in a few minutes.
Hmm.
Before we do that, though, I guess let's start with and we don't really need a clip or a headline for this. Trump is suing the United States
Treasury.
for $10 billion,
Hmm.
specifically because the IRS, um, someone at the IRS had leaked his tax returns from the years prior, after the Supreme Court had already said that they could
Hmm.
release them, first of all. But
I mean, it's more than that. It's that a lot of the tax returns that were leaked were actually leaked from his niece. who had them from lawsuits that he had filed against her that she got during discovery. So it's, I mean, the only, and I don't know exactly. I need to look into the process to see exactly how all this goes. But if a court has to approve it, I cannot imagine a court approving this, like, at all, because he's in there saying, like, well, you released my tax returns, it caused reputational damage to me, so now you owe me $10 million. Anybody who has, like, two brain cells to rub together that are not totally focused on Trump's ass are sitting there thinking, like, no, this is just to get the government to pay you $10 billion.
Well, during a congressional hearing the other day, they had asked Scott Bessent about how this will, you know, go on. And it's just like his answer was that, well, you know, Trump is, you know, since he's the head of the executive branch, he'll just kind of negotiate that with himself and decide what's fair. And he is the president after all. Um, and then whatever he says to cut the check for, I'll sign the check for. So he's getting $10 billion. He's not. He's going to settle for $10 billion.
He said, by the way, he said he's donating the money. Keep in mind, him and his family stole all the money from a children's cancer charity. They
Yeah,
don't donate shit. They never fucking do. So no, it's not going to be donated.
yeah. $10 billion is more than the whole budget for the IRS. By the way, it's like
Mm-hmm.
$8 billion. So, um, and yeah, he said that he donates all these things to charities, but there's never any record of him actually doing any of that. There, there's he says that he donates his presidential salary. There's no record of it. He says that he donates all these other things to charities, and the only time that there's ever been any donations to charity is whenever it's for some some benefit to him to do that. The charity he's donating it to is the Trump family. That's the charity it's going to. Um,
Pretty much, yeah.
if he wanted that money to benefit other people, he wouldn't make the taxpayers pay it to him. Uh, and let's be clear to the Trump supporters out there. That's all that's happening here. He's suing you. Uh, Not only has he asked you to pay his legal bills along the way for crimes that he definitely committed, um, but now he is suing you to pay him $10 billion on top of it. The person who has
Mm-hmm.
made $4 billion since he took office, uh, and a jet. And he's
Mm-hmm.
also making you pay $1 billion to fix up that jet
Oh,
too that he's taken with him.
and also don't forget the $500 million that UAE just gave him and his family too.
Well, right. And that's part of the $4 billion. Most of that money is from governments of these Middle Eastern countries, but he's now suing the United States government also on
Mm-hmm.
top of it. It's So no suing the government anymore. Yeah, you can sue the government, but the head of the government shouldn't be able to sue the government. That's a clear conflict of
At
interest.
the bare minimum, he should not be able to negotiate with himself. And I'm sorry, $10 billion for reputational damages? Give me a fucking break, dude.
Yeah, he's already sued the DOJ for millions. It was like $400 million he sued the DOJ for because they executed a legal search warrant signed by a judge at his house and found what they were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but Yeah, it's just it's crazy to hear people sit and say that they support someone who is suing them for billions of dollars because they found out that he didn't pay taxes for years. He paid $700 a year in taxes while you paid the rest of the taxes. And for you knowing that, you should have to pay even more in taxes. Because don't be confused. He sues the IRS for $10 billion and takes that money. You will be paying more in taxes. And
Mm-hmm.
with what I said just a moment ago, we just had the worst jobs record in since the Great Recession. That's not
Let,
good, huh?
let me just address something with chat. By the way, Democrats have never tried to nationalize elections ever. They are run by the states.
Yeah.
And that is something that Republicans had all up their ass for years and years and years about states' rights and states' rights to do shit. Democrats have never tried to do that. So fuck off, dude.
Careful, you're gonna make her mad.
I'm Texan,
The
man.
the
We know how to fight, so
the yeah, there's never,
proof
and the
or shut
reason
the
that
fuck up.
Democrats have never tried to do that is because it's against the fucking Constitution. It's
And
unconstitutional.
states handle their own fucking elections.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you going to get 50 fucking states to do what you want? You're not. Literally show the goddamn proof you don't fucking have any. Bye. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's silly talk. Had any Democrat even mentioned anything of the sort, we would still hear the Republicans hollering about it.
Wah!
The
Yeah.
which it's always funny. It's either a whataboutism or a like or something that didn't happen.
How about this? What about your people putting a pedophile in office?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If we're gonna do whataboutisms, what about the cabal of pedophiles that run the United States government? Um, those are the people that you want to let steal elections because that's what he's doing. Right? Like everybody knows that's what he's doing. Nobody's confused or anything about what he's doing here. Like everybody knows this is just an attempt for him to steal an election.
Bring it, dude.
Yeah,
Bring it.
we'll feel embarrassed when you pull it up, Joseph.
I've been doing this
Uh,
shit for 25 years, dude. I pay attention to this shit every fucking day. I
there
literally do this for a living.
there has and I think what he's talking about is the voter rights thing because he's talking about House Bill 1, which was um, years a few years back whenever they tried to make federal voting rights because that's what that
Yeah,
bill
but you
was.
know what also did that? The Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act of I think what was it 65 I think it was that basically said, hey, guess what? You can't fucking discriminate against these people. You can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. The
Other than that, other than some bare fucking minimum shit, states control their elections.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Proof, big
Yeah. We're
boy.
coping
Proof.
because you're wrong.
Proof. Show it. Show it.
Yeah. Uh. So
Oh
anyway,
god, these people.
you're getting sued for $10 billion and you're making excuses for the pedophiles.
Yeah.
Way to
These
go.
people need a hobby, dude. Other
Yeah.
than politics, because they obviously have no goddamn idea what they're talking
States'
about.
rights, I thought. We're not the ones hollering that. It's the Constitution that's in the way here, and what he's stepped on numerous times. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're okay with him violating the Constitution, that just makes you a traitor as well as an idiot. So, I mean, go on, please. But so anyway, the this whole thing with the $10 billion, like I don't know. First of all, it doesn't harm his reputation. He already has a reputation as a con man and a failed businessman.
Yeah, like, dude,
And
like you cannot get a worse reputation if you fucking tried. I mean, he is already labeled as a con and cheat, and he's been labeled that for years. You can pretty much ask anybody in New York who knew him before he got super famous, like, yeah, dude, it's a total con man. Atlantic City. And now he's labeled as a fucking pedophile. Like, come on, dude.
yeah, well, I would argue it's not even labeled as one that he is. Um, the There was a speech by Governor Ossoff or not governor, Senator
Senator.
Ossoff, and
Yeah, it was good.
yeah, and I think that's I think no longer do they get to be called the MAGA party. They're the Epstein party. I think that's perfect. Um, three in a week. Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Well, that's what happens when you get the Epstein files. And we had a regular show, and then we decided we had to do this one because shit's crazy. This is one that I've always noticed. Is I've noticed that subscriber counts and viewer counts on the channel that I work for, that it always goes up in election years. It has been. It's just gone through the roof the past 2 years. Like, it's completely broken the records and the molds on that.
um,
Hey, Seth.
so yeah, I would agree that both parties are screwing us, but only one of them's screwing
One is
kids.
objectively worse than the other. That's all there is to it.
Uh,
I mean,
Only one administration is pedophiles, though. Uh,
yeah.
and
And here's the thing that I think is interesting. Okay, so um uh Comer wanted both Clintons to testify. They said, "Yeah, but we want to do it in public on TV." Comer backs out of that and is like, "No, we're not going to do it that way." Hillary is not even listed in the files at all. Like, dude, what the fuck? This is not. And the thing is like, there is not a single Democrat who is saying, if they did something wrong, we are going to protect them. They're saying, no, if they did something wrong, throw their ass in jail.
yeah,
Every fucking Democrat is saying that. Nobody is trying to protect Clinton. Nobody
yeah.
is trying to protect anybody on our side. However, everybody who's with the Republican and who is with MAGA is trying to protect their dear leader.
Well, and that's the thing. I made a post on Facebook the other day, and it's like a few years back, everybody on the left was called groomers and perverts and everything because Joe Biden sniffed somebody's hair, and they made a big deal about it for years. But now you have all of Trump's cabinet involved in one way or another with this Jeffrey Epstein thing, and
Mm-hmm.
you have Pam Bondi even as far as taking like bribes and stuff to
Yeah.
to to be involved. You've got Lutnick who clearly lied to everybody about his involvement with Epstein and was even in business with him.
Bannon.
Bannon, who was
All
like,
all over Epstein.
yeah, uh,
And here's the thing, even if, and this is a huge if, even if those guys did not do anything technically illegal, they still obviously had to know what was going on, and
yeah,
they were okay with it.
yeah. But it's always projection. It's just
Always. It
the
never fails. It's always projection.
the Democrats. I would agree that at least up until this point, and who knows, I don't really have high hopes of it being better. That they do a better job of representing the American people, but they aren't contrary to the like
I
they're
mean,
not so evil. For example,
this is a way that I put it to people that I knew here who were kind of on the fence. Most of them were on the fence of either voting for Harris or not voting.
yeah,
So, okay. But it's one of those things that I was like, look, at the bare minimum, if Harris gets into office, nothing's going to change. It's going to be basically just in a state of stasis for the next 4 years, which I continue to tell them. I'm like, look, you know me, you know my background, you know what I study, you know how hard I study that, and I'm telling you, this is where we're going to go if
yeah.
Trump gets into office. And I have had I told that to 4 people. I have had 3 of them come to me and say, "You were so right. I'm sorry. I should have listened to you." Yeah, you should have. And now I don't even have a relationship with two of those people because I'm like, sorry,
I
dude,
think
you
it's
voted for
just
him. We're done. I'm
I
done.
think it's crazy to watch people come in here and just defend pedophiles to over and
Hmm.
over and like just to sit here and defend these pedophiles that and people that have kids at that.
Hmm.
And it's all, I mean, I don't understand really
Megan
because
Kelly is defending the shit, and she has a 14-year-old daughter.
yeah.
I was like horrifically like, oh my god, both of my, and I have sons. Both of my sons are grown. I have a grandson that's almost 4. And I was appalled by that. I mean, anybody, even if you don't have kids, you should be absolutely appalled by this. How can anybody defend this shit? I mean, I just it's one of those things that if you bend backwards to try and defend this shit or to try and save your dear leader, then you're just as bad as the rest of them. Like you don't deserve to be able to participate in society at this point.
So look,
I don't see any pearls, do
it's
you?
pearl clutching whenever you spend 2 years
Oh,
yelling about a man wearing a tan suit. That's pearl clutching. It's pearl clutching when you sit and yell about
or
Christmas, which
eating mustard
nobody's
on a
doing
hot dog.
anything to. It's not pearl clutching when you're upset because you're the whole federal government is occupied by a bunch of pedophiles that are all over the
Cry
Epstein
more,
files.
bitch.
Yeah,
Cry more.
yeah. Quite a different thing. And if that's pearl clutching, that standard is fine. Like um at least it's something that's an actual problem and an actual harm. Like um
Hmm.
it's this is like crazy. Like it's just it's it's just I don't know. I think it's quite the wild thing to watch, especially since the it's supposed to be the Christian right that is um, supportive of this, which I mean, I guess really matches up with the DOJ numbers for who where these pedophiles come from
Hmm.
generally, and 99% are
I mean,
anyway.
it says something when all the people who are in the files are all people who are in Trump's like circle. Like
Yeah.
it says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, what was there's this picture of Jeffrey Epstein in 2015 sat at dinner with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and Peter Thiel and all these people sitting there while he sits at the head of the table. Like
Hmm.
the this is obviously a problem, and the fact that people who have supported Trump are just so much in denial about it
Hmm.
and unwilling to criticize him even whenever he's literally molesting children.
Yeah.
Like that's it's just it's beyond crazy. If we were going to federalize elections, you dumb motherfuckers would be the first people to not be allowed to vote anymore. Just saying.
Yeah.
Whenever we go and we pay you guys back for all this bullshit later, I say we deport your asses first. What do you say?
Hmm. Honestly, Musk needs to be deported.
Let's
Sorry,
send
but
their let's take your motherfucking kids and put them in cages down at the border and send your fucking ass to some prison somewhere nobody knows about and can't find you. Let's do
yeah.
that and say it's because you're a violent fucking criminal when you're not. Fair's fair,
Mhm.
right, bitches? All right. Now you're pissing me off. So
Yeah, but feel like that just don't honestly like they used to make me mad like 10 years ago and I got over that real quick. I just think it's sad and pathetic. Like it's just like dude, like how get, like oh my god, get a life. Really? Get a life.
well,
Have
let's not
something
do
in your
this.
life other than politics. I sure as hell do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not actually for doing any of those things.
No, of course
I'm
not.
just saying that the same oppression that they would put on the rest of the country, especially those
Hmm.
of minority and marginalized groups.
Almost
Um,
like we actually know what empathy is.
yeah, yeah. The and by the way, the pedophile, rapist, failed businessman, lying piece of shit that you're supporting in here is also batshit fucking crazy. So let's watch that.
For example, you will see dramatic reductions in the cost of popular weight loss drugs known as GLP-1s. GLP-1s. Novo Nordisk will be slashing the price, as an example, of Ozempic from more than $1,000 to $199, and the price of Wegovy from more than $1,300 to $199. Nobody can even believe it. A 578% difference.
Question
Every
is how
industry.
much. The question is how many of his supporters can actually afford that shit.
Right.
Yeah, like 200 is a lot of fucking money, especially for something that is not a life and death medication.
Right. Well, yeah, and also it's like, okay, the billions of dollars that you've cost us because of tariffs and because of healthcare and because of you just suing the government for billions of dollars and all those things. But hey, guys, $199 you can get some fucking Ozempic that might kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get fucked. Like, um, but sorry, I'm too loud for the dogs. Like, this motherfucker should be on antipsychotics and he's worried about Ozempic.
Oh my god, he needs to be on like God, I can think of a few medications he needs to be on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Uh, the also though, but let's like the thing here is not just the 578% difference, which is not as bad as usual in that sentence, but
Yeah.
you know, he's usually, hey, drugs are going down 1,300 and 1,400 and 1,500 and 1,600 and 500%. Like, he just
Oh,
says
so they're
some
gonna pay
stupid
me
shit.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Uh,
gonna pay me for the drugs. Awesome.
and, and had he made that mistake once and, you know, whatever, but he's been told over and over and continues to,
Mm-hmm.
uh, do
It's
it.
it's one of those things that just it baffles me that somebody when he says something like that, somebody in his administration had to have been like, "Hey, FYI, like this is what you're saying when you say this. Don't say that. Say this instead." And he's just like, "No," like a petulant child, and continues to say the wrong thing anyway. And it's like, dude, you want to sit there and claim that this is the best country on earth, and we've got you as our leader? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude. Like, what the hell?
Well, yeah, I mean and that's another thing too. And it's like all these people that are defending him. Meanwhile, the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
world, like he's alienated our allies and buddied up with every dictator and terrorist
Mm-hmm.
backing government across the world. Um, he's threatening our allies, and now the America First crowd. Hey, we're fighting wars on foreign lands and doing nation building in other places. Like, what the fuck? You don't care now, though, right? You don't. It was years of calling the
Mm-hmm.
left pedophiles. Now you don't care that there's pedophiles in the government. It was years of draining the swamp, and now you don't care that it's filled with fucking billionaires and more corrupt than ever. You don't give a fuck. Like, it's just it's it ruins your credibility.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't know
Yeah,
what they're all excited about, but
yeah,
yes, apparently they agree with you.
yeah, they agree. Uh, but yeah,
They are quite opinionated.
I've tried to kind of order this in a way to where we see like listen to his voice and just look at him reading the teleprompters here, and you can tell there's like something's not right. They've told him to stick very closely to the um,
Mm-hmm.
to the teleprompters here,
Bye, Seth.
which well, I won't say that. We'll just let it go.
Industry is coming here. We're taking in more than $18 trillion into the United States because of tariffs. The companies, the only way they can avoid them is to build here. They avoid paying the tariff. Now, they've been doing that, countries, to us for 30 years.
Dude, you have tariffs on fucking bananas. We don't grow fucking bananas. You have
Yeah.
tariffs on coffee. We don't grow coffee. We can't. Like, yeah. I mean, this is one of those things that I heard a lot of people say, like, whether like they're like, well, no, he knows what the tariff is, blah 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 blah. He's just using it as a threat and all this shit. And the thing is like tariffs are the one thing that he has been consistent on throughout the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Is that other countries pay the tariffs? No, they fucking don't. We do. Like, yeah, they
Mhm.
don't get to trade here because people won't buy their products, but that also means that there's some products like coffee. Try taking coffee away from Americans and see what happens. We're gonna have another tea party all over again.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
like
that I think that the fact that he keeps not understanding how tariffs works
mm,
is telling of what's really going on, because that's what he does when he's like conning people out of money. Like,
well, I mean, there's that, but the thing is like tariffs are the one thing throughout his entire 10-year political career that he has actually like that he has been consistent on and has not changed his mind on. Almost everything else he has at one way or another except tariffs. And
yeah.
from what people who have known him for a very long time have said, no, he's thought this about tariffs for like decades.
Well,
So
I think
apparently his Ivy League education didn't do very much.
I mean, there's no evidence that tariffs have done any of that, because what happens whenever you put tariffs on other countries is they put reciprocal tariffs on the goods, and so all you do is lower the value of your currency. When you do that, you don't you're not actually and that's actually what we've seen happen. We've seen the dollar go from number one at the end of Biden's presidency to dead last
Yeah.
among modern countries
I mean,
at
one
the
thing,
end or at the
yeah,
beginning of this.
one thing you do not hear as many people talking about now, which I wish they would, is places like Las Vegas are having like massive economic issues because no one's fucking going to Vegas. They've lost all of their like international people. Nobody's going. Especially Canadians. They're not going to Vegas.
Yeah, no.
And Vegas is having a lot of economic issues now because like their entire tourism industry is just gone.
Well, Vegas is a state that to be fair, at least brings in some money.
Yeah.
The state of Kentucky lost $1 billion just
I thought it
over
was like
liquor
9
there.
billion.
Just over Canada stopped buying liquor. Like,
Yeah.
that's
I thought it was like 9 billion.
oh no, we've lost more than $1 billion. That's just over liquor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I mean, I know Texas has here we have a really large Latino community here. We have a lot of people who have American heritage who are US citizens here, but they also have family in Mexico. They haven't been down to see their family in 2 years because they're terrified to try and cross the border right now, even though they're U.S. citizens. There is a family that I know really, really well that they're carrying their fucking passports on them because they're scared of getting picked up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is insane. I had a friend of mine who is actually from Europe. She was on DACA. She got picked up and taken in like the first months of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well,
this is happening across the board.
that's so that was when I was watching that on the Midas Touch actually right before this,
Mm-hmm.
where they had the Miami mayor down there that was like, oh, they're not coming after anybody that's been here for more than 5 years, and it's only violent
Mm-hmm.
criminals. And the Trump, she said the Trump administration had told her those things, and Carolyn Levitt was like, yeah, no, we didn't say none of that shit. And
Yeah, you did. We got the tape to prove it.
one of the very first places that they went and started deporting people was Miami. So
Yeah.
yeah, which it happened everywhere, but and that's one thing to be clear about. Just because ICE is what you hear, all these awful things going on in Minnesota and stuff. That's not. It's not that they're just there now. Like, they've been taking people here the whole time. They've jerked people out of university seats and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So they set up a roadblock down here and was just grabbing people out of their cars. But
Yeah, it's just like it's absolute. It's one of those things that I told people when he's like, we're gonna get the violent criminals out. I'm like, no, he's going after everybody. And I know so many people who are like, no, they're gonna leave the people who have been here for decades. No, they're not. Like, I mean, the thing is like, I wish we had the numbers for Texas on how much it's cost Texas, but of course, between the Texas government being the way it is because it is gerrymandered to fuck, um, and basically the Texas government being all up Trump's ass about everything. Like, of course, they're not letting any of the bad shit come out. So it's just like, I'm wondering how much Texas has lost. Because I
yeah.
know we've lost a lot because we do a lot of stuff. We do a lot of trade and a lot of back and forth with Mexico too, which we're not doing now.
Well, I think that's been like so MAGA and the dipshit right, I guess, have been hollering the whole time of like that illegal immigrants are voting and that they're getting food stamps and that they're getting all these benefits, which is just not true. They're not eligible for any of those and can't even sign up for them without having without being here legally. There's no way to even go about doing that. And on top of that, they're paying like tons of taxes without any of the benefits. I want to say the number was $93 billion in taxes last year that undocumented workers paid, without any of the benefits that they can't draw a workman's comp. They can't sign up for unemployment or get food stamps or um, the Section 8 housing or any of that stuff. They can't do any of those things. And so it's just crazy. But they have to like that. They have to keep on spreading this narrative that somehow
Mm-hmm.
these people are doing all those things, even though they're paying $93 billion in taxes as well.
Yeah, they're paying that in taxes and they don't get any of the benefits. The friend of mine who was on DACA, she didn't even know that she was here undocumented until she tried to apply for college and couldn't get student loans
Yeah.
because she wasn't a citizen. So,
Well, and whenever we started out talking about Trump suing the government for $10 billion,
mhm.
you also have what they're doing is they're taking tax money away by deporting a lot of these workers and things, because let's face it, most of the people that they've deported are working in things. They're not the violent criminals that they said. So
Yeah.
on top of
And
that, also you have um, the big beautiful bill, which redistributed things to where that the richest people aren't paying any taxes now. So you take that out as well. I
hmm
mean, it's thing after thing, and that's why the no tax on tips and the all that other stuff at the cost of your insurance, which again that's gone too now.
yeah.
That's why all that was such a bad idea to
No,
do all those
did
things at the same time.
there was somebody who was saying that in their HR department, I cannot remember who said this, but it was somebody in their HR department that one of their guys came in just like furious because he was taxed on his overtime pay. Duh.
Mm.
He's like, well, Trump said there was no tax on overtime. And you believe something Trump said, that's your fault, buddy. Like,
Well, on the no tax on tips things, just to be clear, I waited tables for a number of years, and
mm-hmm.
so you're telling me I would get that $19 check now? Like what? Like what are they really talking about? Like, okay, sure, I would like a $19 check, but not at the cost of insurance. Like not
Yeah.
like I mean, it's people are willing to to deal with those things the way that they've been in order to receive the things they receive. But now,
What part of that nationalized elections?
I just had to take a minute and just read that again.
What
Uh,
part of that nationalized elections?
yeah, where was that at? Where's the
Man, you
part
should
that?
actually read the bill.
Yeah, maybe know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you.
That's a thing that I see a lot because I deal obviously not only with MAGA trolls here, but I deal with them on my server and I deal with them on the show that I work for. That it's always they always believe what MAGA told them about the bill, or they believe what Fox News or Newsmax or OAN or something told them about the bill. They never actually fucking read the bill themselves. Ever. And if they say they did, they lied because I don't think they can read that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's one thing that I'm so jealous of, Theo, is that you can live from your waiter salary at least. When I was a waitress, a bartender, and I had another job, and I barely made ends meet. Like, I had to ask my parents when I had to go get medical care because, like, I couldn't afford it. And I mean, I was living in pretty much the cheapest rent I could have. We didn't have any extras, and I was raising two kids. So there was no room for extras at all.
So I killed my camera because to you know just to play along for a minute. The the For the People Act is a comprehensive legislative package proposed by congressional Democrats to overhaul campaign finance, which is a problem, strengthen ethics rules, which needs to be done, and expand voting access, which needs to happen. It aims to reduce influence of big money in politics. That's good. Limit partisan gerrymandering. That means both sides. That's fine.
Huh.
And make voting easier through measures like automatic registrations. The key provisions of the act include voting rights, campaign finance, redistricting, and ethics. There was nothing about nationalizing elections anywhere
Mm-mm.
anywhere within that.
No, of course there's not.
And you can go look at let's see here. We have um, the BrennanCenter.org, Center for Justice, and that's the For the People Act, separating fact from fiction. HR1 itself on Congress.gov, and or there's a Wikipedia article. I know how you like those, and or AI can tell you about it too if you like. It's funny how they never want to refer to that whenever it's
Hmm.
something. Anyway, um,
Hmm.
so
Curious, isn't it?
you were just wrong. Like you,
Of course. Of course. When are they ever right?
and
When
it's
do
okay.
they ever know any of this shit? They never do.
And
Ever.
it's okay that you're wrong, like, but you, instead of just being like, oh yeah, that was about things I don't agree with voting or whatever, like, you want to say that it did the same thing, and it just didn't, not in any way whatsoever. It's unconstitutional to do what he's saying. They're not going to end up doing it, I don't think.
No,
Who
they're not.
knows? But he doesn't have really Republican support in Congress anymore because he's a piece of shit and he's crazy.
Oh my
But
god, there's been so many Republicans that are like, nope, I'm out. Like, they're either announcing that they're not running again or they're dipping out early. Like, there is a non-zero chance that Democrats could have a majority in the House, not by much, by like one or two seats, but they could have a majority in the House before the elections because so many Republicans are dropping out. And this is one thing that I had heard. Um, I heard somebody said that a lot of Republicans, especially after the primary deadlines pass, where like you have to throw your name into the ring if you want to do the primary, and he's like, watch it. The people who don't have primary challengers and the people who are in safe seats, watch them turn around and turn against Trump the second that stuff's filed, so they don't have to worry about a primary challenger, or the day after they win their primary, they're done. Because the thing is that even the most hardcore Republicans at this point are starting to realize he is doing nothing but dragging them down to the bottom of the damn ocean. That's all he's doing. He's not helping them out.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
know. I can't wait. Well, it's going to be fun. We're talking Christian nationalism, which is one of my specialties.
yeah, yeah. So I was over on Vandalia last night, and we talked a little bit about politics and apologetics and all that different stuff. Just the different things that I talk a lot about here, and then Lil will be over there this
Hmm.
weekend, this Saturday coming up for talk about Christian nationalism. So go over
Valentine's
and check
Day,
that.
because I have nothing to do on Valentine's Day. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
You know why Joseph disappeared forever, right, guys? He's been angrily topping, trying to find where this any of what he's saying fits what he claimed.
Yeah,
Show me
pretty
the
much.
part where the federal government controls counting the votes of states and deciding what what the states who the states elected. Show me that part, because that's what you said. You said it nationalized elections, which none of it does that. That's not listed anywhere. And then you made yourself look stupid by saying simple concepts are tough, little guy. Like the projection there's just like
Rejection
you're
is
making
off the
yourself look
chart.
stupid, man. Like just stop. Like Joseph, I like you. We've talked before. Just you're making yourself look like an idiot. Don't. Um. Okay.
That's how we lost so much business. They were drying up our country. We were losing factories. We were losing jobs like nobody's ever seen for many, many years. And now it's all been reversed, and we've never had a period. This is the wealthiest our country has ever been.
No, that would have been right before you took office. Was the wealthiest our country's ever been. Literally, the record-breaking economy was then. The only record you have
Hmm.
broken is the record for the how bad it is since your last term.
Yeah, he's literally got like the lowest approval ratings ever of any president at this point. Um, Nixon's right around there, but that was only after Watergate. Like, oh my god, like, dude, the coat for this guy is just insane. He's like, I have the best ever. I have the best ever. No, you fucking don't. No, nobody likes you. Like, you're no. Bye. Go away.
Um. So anyway, you're reaching now, buddy. Uh,
Just a
the
little bit.
This Ben Marcellus over on Modest Touch did a little thing where he was talking about just how Trump keeps saying these crazy things and stuff that not even uh, the propaganda network at Fox will back
Mm.
him on. And I cut out Ben's commentary on it. You can go over there and check that out if you want. Midas Touch is uh, pretty good. Has a lot of great stuff on it. Not as clickbaity as a lot of the things you'll find out there, but still sometimes. But anyway, this he put together these clips of Trump speaking at different events where he's just like just talking crazy and stuff. And um, yeah, yeah, for sure.
I've had a lot of those guys jump in my server over the last couple months, and it's like, dude, like you are so outmatched here. Don't even try. What challenge? We knocked down everything you said. Try harder, bitch.
I have to sleep. I've been on a plane sleeping for 20. I mean, I'm sleeping the plane. I don't sleep on planes. I don't like sleeping on planes, you know? I like looking out the window watching for missiles and enemies, actually.
Huh? What? Like, there is a reason why when 9/11 happened, they kept Bush in the air. It was literally the safest place for him to be.
Well, it would have been safer if they would have had Donald Trump looking out the window for missiles.
Yes, because he's
Yeah.
so much better than all the radar and all the technology that we have. Fucking idiot. Oh my god.
Theo said, I hope he sees the missile. um,
If there's a missile coming, it was fired by us.
hopefully it says fuck you on the front of it too. Or has a picture of Jeffrey Epstein on it. The what the fuck? Like what are you gonna do? You gonna holler missile? um,
Like seriously, like what what the hell? Like
Joseph, nobody's making you watch, buddy. I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome to stay and give your perspective, and we are
you're also welcome
interacting
to
with
fuck
you.
off.
But I mean, if you dislike the show, you don't have to be here, man. I mean, again, you're welcome to, and I'll even let you come on here in a minute if you want. I mean, I don't think you're prepared for that, but
Mm, no.
yeah, I mean, whatever.
It's like this is one thing that I've noticed about a lot of the guys like that. These are usually people who have not followed politics for that long, that they have gotten into it within the last few years.
Well,
You
I
you
don't
you
know that nobody that supports Trump actually follows politics.
No, they don't.
Right. They because they wouldn't be able to do both of those things. Yet now Trump bootlickers and sycophants and those that have like are experienced like can't back off because of like sunk cost fallacies and things like that will continue to you know say whatever they have to say to save face. But and I think that's all that's going on
Hmm.
really.
I am one of those people. I absolutely despise Bush. I thought he was the worst president we had had up to that point. I would gladly have him fill out the remainder of Trump's term at this point.
If either of you wanted to defend your views outside of an echo, I'll debate you, Kentucky, on regress or politics with Lil. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't. It, I mean,
I
uh,
mean, does he realize that we live in places that are the exact opposite of echo chambers?
yeah.
Because I am literally the only leftist I know here, except my son.
I think it's crazy how because and don't get me wrong, I've accused the atheist community a number of times of you know being individual little echo chambers of things, but at the same time, it's like when you make specific content and people follow that content, I don't. I mean, I don't really know that that's avoidable. I mean, I may be worse about that than a lot because I don't even really give a shit about talking with theists and stuff. Like
Hmm.
I um, but
Yeah.
uh, I just I don't. I mean, just because you have an audience that comes to consume the thing that you often put out, I don't think makes it an echo chamber. See, the difference is back whenever I said a minute ago with this particular subject, and both of us agreed on, and Democrats have agreed on overwhelmingly, is all of these motherfuckers that are in the Epstein files, lock them all up.
Yeah.
And I've sit here and told you how I don't think that Democrats do a real good job of representing the average American. I don't think
No.
they do, but they're not actively destroying the country and wiping their ass with the Constitution while
Yeah.
getting on
They're not
TV and
fascist.
showing that they can't even speak a clear sentence.
They're
So
not fascists. And they don't want a Christian theocracy.
you're calling out a pedo and you complain about it being an echo chamber? What?
Yeah.
No, so the echo chamber part would be people that agree that he's a pedo, which is
Yeah.
also most Republicans now. So
Yeah.
that's
That was
why
from
that's why
Jason,
there's
though.
nothing left of MAGA, and you're being exposed for the weak little bitches you are. Like, bet,
Bitch, I've done this for 25 years. Try me.
yeah,
Anyway. No, I
yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
just like, this is
Joseph,
the
look,
thing.
speaking confidently about stuff you're full of shit about doesn't make you like that's not winning anything. That just makes you a dipshit.
No.
Um,
Makes you look like an utter fool. If I were you, go and get educated on the shit you actually want to argue about.
yeah. All right, let's hear Trump. His let's hear Joseph's fearless leader. Fill us with some more
Lord
of
and
his
Savior. No, no, remember, he's better than Jesus. Lord and
his
Savior.
wisdom. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what that says
Oh,
about
God.
the pedophilia thing,
I
but
just thought of something awful that I'm not going to say, but holy shit.
exposed. You exposed us, Joseph. You did it. Go, Joseph. Um. All right.
It's bad. I hate it. I hate even talking about it. Two people out of tens of thousands, okay? And you get bad publicity. Nobody talks about all of the murderers that were taken out of our country. They don't talk about.
But it was two Americans.
They don't talk
who died,
about.
you
We
know?
have the small.
Percent to like 5% that were violent criminals.
Yeah.
Nobody, absolutely fucking nobody is arguing not to deport the violent criminals. The violent criminals, yes. Go ahead. Nobody's arguing to keep them here. Oh,
I mean, me personally, I think that
right.
if you've entered this country illegally and something happens, you commit a crime. That's usually the way that this works. At least in all the jails that I've been in, which is several. Is what happens is you don't get reported to us until you get arrested on some other offense. That's usually the way that it goes. ICE was more of an administrative thing, like um, but here's the thing: if you're here and you don't follow the rules of how to be here legally, and you end up getting deported by some chance, okay, like I'm not even really like I'm not even against that. The thing that I'm against is going and jerking people out of their jobs and using their kids as hostages and blocking traffic and causing all the problems that they're causing to do it.
Killing American citizens.
Yeah. Like if you've got a warrant somewhere for fines as an American citizen, even you, they're not like coming and kicking in your door over owing them a couple $100. The problem comes is if you ever have to go to court or you get arrested or something like that. If you're an undocumented citizen and you end up getting sent back across because you didn't obey the guidelines and rules that are set forward for doing that, then okay. I mean, like, but that's not the thing that Trump promised. That's not that. This is where it's a problem for me, is because the whole argument was, and the thing that carried him to winning the election is we're deporting the violent criminals. And they've done little to none of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like, because they're out there, they're hunting people down who just, and the thing is like, there's been multiple reports and multiple studies that, like, I think the last one was that that people who are undocumented contribute something like $93 billion, like they pay like $93 billion in taxes every year. Yeah. And they don't get any of the benefits that we do. None.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
and to sit and say that your ICE agents who have no jurisdiction over American citizens
are shooting
that you're getting bad publicity because they murdered two people in the street. They shot one of them in the face and one of them in the back. Like, what the fuck? Yes, you're getting bad publicity. Like, but it's awful that that's the only problem he sees with this, is that we're getting bad publicity.
Yeah.
But it gets worse than that, because we're not just talking about Trump's failed things here. We're talking about how he's batshit crazy too. So.
And the thing is like, it's not even just the two. It's not just Renee Good and Alex Preddy. There have been multiple other people who have been hurt, who have been harmed, and who have been severely injured.
There's been other people killed too.
Yeah, there was a whole hearing about it that, of course, the Republicans did not bother to show up to, about U.S. citizens saying, hey, this is what ICE did to me. One lady, they shot her 5 times. There were 7 bullet holes because it like went through her arm and then into her torso. And the fucking ICE agents were bragging about it. And she's a U.S. goddamn citizen. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
No.
Like, leave the law enforcement to the trained law enforcement officers, and they will call you in if needed, which shouldn't be ever, for most of them.
Yeah, and just to resist oppression. Thank you for putting those stats in the chat there. But just to fix something that I said a moment ago too. When I talk about people being deported who are not following the rules, that doesn't include people who are showing up for their immigration court appearances and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going and doing the things they're supposed to do and then being arrested in the hallways and thrown on a plane. So, yeah, if they're even attempting to abide by the rules, I mean, you're only hurting the American economy by doing that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I agree completely with all that. And the thing is that had he just said this would be bad enough. But listen to what he says next. This is fucking crazy. This is what happens when you take him off the teleprompter.
All instructs. As an example, we've been very tough on the waters, and soon, pretty much overall. But if you look at the waters where we knock out boats, I feel great. I mean, physically,
we've been tough on the waters.
Even the reporter was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. That and this part is this yeah, this shit. Like, here we go.
And mentally, I feel like I did 50 years ago. It's crazy.
Crazy
Now, there'll be a
days.
time when I won't be able to give you that answer, but
No,
that
Don, that's
time
what we
hasn't
meant.
come. You know, I do. I think it's very important. I've done more physicals. I take physicals just to give the report out.
Yeah.
I take cognitive physicals. So I do a cognitive mind test, okay? And a lot of people wouldn't be able to do very well. Not easy. You know, you get to those last questions. I've aced. I've done 3 of them. No other president has agreed to do them. I do them because I have no problem with it because I'm 100%.
What's with all the weird pointing to the head thing there? Like, that's I know he does the talking with his hands stuff all the time and the leaning forward weird like that. Like, those things are normal, but the keep pointing to his head and like, I'm 100%. And nobody who's 100% is asked to take cognitive tests every other week.
Yeah. Nobody who's 100% is asked to take them. And here's the thing that Dr. John Gartner, who's pointed this out, that he said over and over. He has said multiple times that he takes cognitive tests, plural. He's like, you do not give these tests to people over and over and over unless you are monitoring them. He said you might be able to get away with doing one at one point just as a physical when they're older, just to establish that baseline. But no, he's doing cognitive tests like every freaking month. They are monitoring his dementia. And another thing that's also been said is some of the psychologists have said that if you notice, like, whenever he's standing he leans forward, that's a very, very obvious sign of frontal temporal dementia. And so that's most likely what he has. He clearly has issues.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who says he doesn't, I don't know what the fuck they're smoking, but God, that's gotta be a good high.
Well, there was insiders that talked about how, like, whenever these doctors will talk to Trump, he'll like pressure them into saying what he wants them to say. Like, he'll be like, so I'm more physically fit than Obama, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, he's just, I don't know, but the cognitive test thing, like, and he always wants to portray these as so difficult. Well, the reason that they're cognitive tests is because for somebody who isn't experiencing cognitive problems, you should be able to do well on them. The fact that you are finding them so difficult,
Yeah. It's like, the questions on there are like, pick out the giraffe.
Yeah. And folks, go look up the Montreal Cognitive Exam.
It's called the MOCA.
Yeah. Go look that up if you want to look into that. But yeah. You know, Joe Biden was definitely in my feelings were Joe Biden was too old to run for another term. And I think a lot of that was mishandled, but
it was. And here's the thing that I agree with, that I've also heard some other people say, is that the difference between Biden and Trump is, like, Biden's staff did a really good job of hiding a lot of it from the American people, that we just did not see much of it. Whereas Trump cannot pass up the opportunity to get in front of a camera. Like, I don't think if they chained him in the basement would they be able to keep him away from a camera.
But Lil, we were very tough on the water.
Very tough on the waters.
No. The he's, and that's the thing. That's why Trump's always been like heavy on the teleprompters and stuff, even though he criticizes other people for using them or whatever. But he used to do this thing where he would read from the teleprompters and then he would kind of like comment on that, and then he would go back to the teleprompters, and you could always kind of tell because the bullshit all came from whenever he was giving his own take on it. But Now that's whenever he goes off the teleprompters, it's just not even coherent speech anymore. It's just not
No.
recognizable as words.
Yeah, it's God, it's just like absolute. Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. Like, I mean, it's one of those things that like you've if you have paid attention to him even during just the presidential elections over the last 10 years, you've been able to see that decline. Like in 2016, he could actually, yeah, he was kooky as fuck, but he could actually give a speech. Now
Right.
he sure as fuck can't.
I
He
mean,
can't get through two sentences.
the problem with Trump before was that he was just like stupid. But
Mm-hmm.
that this isn't just stupid. Like this isn't him not understanding how anything works, or him just being like a Nazi leader. Like it's not any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
This is different, and it's progressively getting worse and worse and worse. So this is an article you sent me, and I don't actually have the article pulled up, but
Mm-hmm.
I know pretty much what it says.
Yeah.
So Trump promises Schumer funding for New York Tunnel project if Penn Station and Dulles Airport are renamed after him. So first of all, that funding was already given to those infrastructure projects by Congress. It was already approved, and Trump and back whenever the pedophiles got together and fired everybody in the government so that they could keep all their paychecks, um,
Mm-hmm.
and put them in Trump's bank account. Um, Back whenever all that happened, they started withholding money that had already been allotted to different things. And so for a long time, Trump's been holding up billions of dollars that were to fix infrastructure things in New York,
Mm-hmm.
which he doesn't want to give any money to New York because they don't vote for him. But how petty is it to like, I'm only going to let you fix these things if they have my name on it?
Yeah. He's incredibly petty. I mean, it's like even with like even shit with like FEMA and stuff that like he's even withholding FEMA even though the areas that were affected were areas that voted for him. There's multiple times, especially in the California wildfires in I think it was 2018, um, that it took a lot to get him to release the FEMA funding for that because he's like, "Whoa, it's California, fuck them," and they're like, this area of California voted for you overwhelmingly." Just
I,
to get him to release the funding, and that was his first term, and now he's just like, "Nope, it's New York, fuck them."
Hey, I know what they could do here, Big John. Uh, why don't they start putting Trump, like the blades when they spin, they say Trump, like on the windmills. If they would put Trump on the windmills, he'd be all for renewable energy. That's what we need: Trump solar panels and Trump windmills, and that would just fucking piss off MAGA to no end anyway. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What did Dr. Kip? No, the orange toddler insists that it was others who were offering to name these places after him. Very believable. Yeah, right. Well, whenever he had Mayor McFellany in there, he there might have been some kind of deal or something. I guess I imagine probably not on this.
Mm-hmm.
This has been like a Chuck Schumer thing. This is one of the big things that Chuck Schumer argued about whenever they were, uh, fighting to get the infrastructure stuff through Congress, and ended up doing it through reconciliation and all that crap. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, the so Peter Jennings
Kip,
went on
stop.
CNN
Daisy.
and was arguing that no, the reason that Trump's doing these things isn't because he insists that taxpayer money only goes to things that are named after him personally, but it's because he knows that they'll never name anything after him. His legacy will never be recognized unless he does it now while he's alive. And it's like, well, doesn't that
Yeah.
kind of speak to him a little bit? Like, I mean,
I mean, it kind of goes like with him slapping his name on the Kennedy Center. They had so many fucking cancellations that he's just like, "Fuck it, we're going to shut the whole thing down." And now he's admitted, like, "Yeah, we're going to demolish the thing."
well, I think that he's so deluded that he believes that
Yeah,
it can't be because of him that the Kennedy Center is failing, that it
yeah,
has to be because it needs to be remodeled and redone and all those other things. Like,
yeah.
it was doing just fine before, but um
And like, I'm sorry, but like, the fucking Oval Office looks like Liberace went in there and puked everywhere. Holy shit! There's so much. It's so fucking tacky. It's so tacky. And Kip agrees.
yeah. Yes.
Kip.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. The I mean, this is again, this is taxpayer money. Like, when do you get to insist that it's
hmm
taxpayer money is only available if things are named after you personally? Like, that's it just I mean, it's not surprising, I don't guess.
hmm
Jester with $2 super chat. The DJ Trump is a bitch made international airport. Bitch made international airport. That would be a good name for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least if he does get renamed, Trump International, I can at least say I flew into Dulles. So, I can at least say
Yeah,
I did that.
yeah. And he would insist that anybody that calls it anything else
I
is
will never call it Trump anything. Oh,
yeah.
speaking of renaming everything, this is one of those like little side stories I saw. Um, so the national parks, their unlimited pass or the national parks pass, so you can get into all the national parks. Um, that annual pass that they offer every year. Well, now it used to have one of the photos that had like the best what was rated as like the best photo from the past year or something um on it. Well, anyway, they took that off and put a picture of George Washington and a picture of Trump on it. And then once they found out that people were using like stickers and stuff to cover
Yeah.
up Trump, yeah, um, that they basically said like this card is null and void if altered in any way. So what somebody did is they made little paper slides so you could slide your card in there so it looks like the old one, so it doesn't have Trump on it. It perfectly covers Trump, but the card's not altered, so you can still use it.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's little stuff like that that makes me laugh. It makes me smile and lets me know that this shit is not over.
You know, I really wish that people would take a note from Canada on things like this, and
hmm
that they would just completely stop purchasing these things whenever he insists
hmm
on on doing stuff like this. Um, Americans kind of have a consumption problem though, but they just but
one thing like that actually that I heard that one guy was making a point on like cutting back and like economic boycotts and stuff, and he basically said check your subscriptions because he's like you would be surprised that most people tend to have a duplicate subscription or a subscription they don't use, and if you don't use it, cancel it. Even if it's like just a couple bucks a month. Like at this point, the only like one of the only ones I've got is I've still got one to PBS, but that's because I'm gonna support PBS as or um the my local PBS station because they're still doing good.
yeah.
So
So did you check out the thing where um, Trump had given Nicki Minaj one of the gold cards,
oh
and
my god,
it
that was
was fake?
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a fake Trump gold card. the administration came out and says, no, it's a novelty. It doesn't actually do anything. After she had already tweeted out that she is getting her citizenship in order, she stupidly admitted that she is undocumented. So now I'm sitting here wondering how long until she gets kicked out.
Yeah.
My question, though, is are they going to try to deport Bad Bunny? Which makes me laugh if they try to.
Maybe. I mean, I think that the federal government itself may know better. I mean, Trump might not, and most of MAGA doesn't know better, and
Mm-hmm.
that Puerto Rico is part of the United States. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if in order to do that, just because they're so upset about that they don't
Mm-hmm.
start deporting Puerto Ricans to some foreign country somewhere.
Yeah. But I'm just like, holy shit. Because, of course, with them all sitting there saying, like, ICE are going to be all over the Super Bowl and all that, I'm just like, I wonder what they're going to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's funny that they're just so upset they had to have their own Super Bowl halftime show. Like,
That's so pitiful. It is like the most pitiful fucking thing I've ever seen.
yeah,
And they want to sit there and hold Kid Rock up as like a fucking role model. Bitch, please. I remember when he came onto the scene originally. He's never been an upstanding guy. Ever.
yeah. I made the joke on Facebook that they they were only that Trump only supports Kid Rock because his first name's Kid. The that but to be fair though, the I don't even know if I should say so. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna bitch about it. It's petty. Um it's me bitching about something that doesn't deserve to be bitched about. It doesn't matter. Um but yeah. So anyway, I shared a link there. We've only got about 30 minutes left, but if anybody
Yeah.
wants to join in and say something,
Well,
they you're welcome to come on and throw in your little bit of whatever you want to say. You don't have to. It doesn't matter. Me and Lil are perfectly happy discussing this stuff without you. But you're welcome to. Not you, Joseph. We don't like you anymore.
yeah.
You've been voted off the island and onto the other one with
If
your
you get
buddy.
voted off this island, you know you fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
I
God.
don't even think he's here anymore. He got mad and left because we quit engaging with him.
Rage quit. Have
Yeah.
you noticed they always rage quit? They always do. Always.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not able to. I don't think I can have. I don't think I can have an argument with somebody about this one particular aspect of some. Like, you want to talk about regress and stuff when you're here defending a pedophile. Like, um, I'm more interested in the why you think it's okay to publicly defend pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and until someone wants to answer for that, I don't really have much to argue about with any MAGA folks because I think you're kind of shitty people.
Well, I can tell you some crazy argument that I heard on my server. Um, uh, this week, somebody was complaining about people sharing news articles, saying that we shouldn't be sharing news articles because we are just sharing propaganda. And these were like international news articles. They weren't like, some of them were US, but like they were fairly unbiased from what I could tell. But saying that we shouldn't share any news articles of anything, period. And it's like, dude, are you planning on doing all the reporting yourself? Because
That's like whenever JD Vance got upset over him fact checking him during the debates. And he's
Oh
like, I
God.
thought we agreed there wasn't going to be any fact checking here.
I mean, that's something that honestly it needs to be fucking standard. That there needs to be real time fact checking then and there. And if you lie, yeah, you get called out immediately.
Yeah. The you know the so I see people like the Catholic Church there. I'll say this though, um, I don't know that. Okay, first of all, unless you're a Catholic, I
Mhm.
wouldn't argue that most Christians support the Catholic Church until it's time to start arguing that they have the biggest numbers, but in any kind of
Mhm.
ideology. Whereas with this, it's like, but they don't argue the Catholic Church didn't do those things when it's
Yeah.
clear that they did.
I mean,
So it is a little bit different with that. But also, you'll never see me on here debating Catholics.
mhm.
Because they don't really do that.
Yeah, like most Catholics, the vast majority of Catholics that I know are, especially here, are basically just Catholic because that's kind of what their family did, and it's more of a cultural family thing than actually a religious thing with them.
Well,
I don't really get it, but they're just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
there's
Um,
there's a
you
lot
can
of
still,
that with Republicans too. Like a lot of
yeah,
people are just Republicans because their families are,
I
and
do, but the thing is I do have a gigantic problem with the people who vote Republican just because their family votes Republican. Like I do not support mandatory voting because I don't want a whole bunch of people who have no fucking idea what they're voting for just picking somebody, which is something you can possibly get happening if you have mandatory voting. But at the same time, like I think you need to be able to like at least give a couple policies that each person has if you're going to be voting for them. Like you need to know who you're voting for. You can't just go in there and vote because this is the way my family's voted or hey, I like this guy's name more. Um there was a study done several years ago, but it was that the person who is first on the ballot, regardless of party, regardless of anything else, but the person who was first tended to get something like 10% more votes just because they were first. It's ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah, people don't know who the fuck they're voting for, and they just vote, which
yeah,
is
that's true. Um,
like, ugh,
and
don't
on,
do that.
I'll say this too about like the Catholics. If I was to engage with a Catholic on here that wants to defend Catholicism, the first question I have is that, by the way. So the that would be the like, how do you reconcile the fact that you're stating that your religion is the end all say all of Christianity, yet the very heads of your religion have not only engaged in all of these crimes, but the
Hmm.
Pope, who is next to God for you guys, has then covered up and defended these things.
Yeah.
So that would be one of my very first questions for any Catholic that wanted to defend that. You can believe that. So it's the same question I have for the people who defend Trump: is how do you defend um, somebody who's lied to you all this time? And
Yeah.
hey, I seen something crazy, and I think it was, oh yeah, it was Ben Marcellus on Midas Touch that covered this. Do you know that they drafted the the
Yeah.
the thing about Jeffrey Epstein's death the day before he died?
Yes.
Hmm.
And it's one of those things that it's just like everybody who said like I don't know if he killed himself or not, like even if you were to raise like a question about it, thank you mighty Filbert, um even if you were to raise a question about whether or not he actually killed himself or not,
Yeah.
like you there were some people who would sit there and be like you're nuts. Now before all this came out, it was one of those things that Trump was in office, he definitely had the power to do it, like he had the resources to get it done one way or another. But what I had heard, and I can't remember where I originally heard this, but apparently this is from several different sources, is that because of the non-prosecution agreement that he had signed years earlier, he was basically just waiting to get out and thinking like they can't charge me with shit, so I'm going to get out of here like soon. And it was just like things just did not fucking add up with the story they were putting forward. So it's like I
Hmm.
don't know whether he's actually dead or not. I tend to think yes at the moment until I see like really good evidence that he's not. But I'm almost certain that they had him killed.
Yeah. I'll say that, because I've said that definitely the death photos of Jeffrey Epstein are not of a dead person. But that doesn't mean that he's alive. But and this doesn't go to inform either one of those positions any more than the
Mm-hmm.
other. I mean, it just
Yeah.
the only thing that it shows is that whatever happened, they knew it was going to happen, and then they adjusted it to
Yeah.
apparent suicide the day after.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, and Ben points out that this couldn't just be a typo on the date because they gave the day of the week and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all wrong.
Real
But
quick, Theo, you're right. A lot of Catholics do not claim him at all
and
because they're
the
in like some crazy ass sect of Catholicism. So.
yeah the the only thing that I'll point to is the ties to um, intelligence, which are to intelligence in other countries as well, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think that um, it, if they came out and said it before, whether again no matter what, and we'll just go with it, they had him killed. Um, Jeffrey Epstein, there was some. It had been said that he was going to cooperate. He was going to start cooperating with him because up to that point he hadn't. And to be clear, Jeffrey Epstein, I don't think had actually said that. That was just some
Mm-mm.
reporting that was going on that he was going to start cooperating, and then all of a sudden he turns up dead. The I mean, I'm pretty sure that the
Something crazy went on. That's all
yeah,
there
that
is to it.
no
So,
matter what
so
the case is, they're lying about it, obviously, and they knew
yeah,
before he
I
died that he
mean,
was going to be dead.
it's a good and it has been a good rule of thumb like since the get go. But it's a really good rule of thumb that if the Trump administration is saying something, they are outright lying about it, and the truth is probably the exact opposite of what they're saying.
Yeah,
And that goes for just about fucking everything.
yeah. I mean, and it could be even not even him cooperating, but just the fact that he was going to go to trial because it was leading up to this trial. And if the victims were able to even testify at the trial, things would have came out about other people.
Mm-hmm.
The I still hold that you're never going to see a list of who's in all of the Epstein files. You'll never see all the Epstein files. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and the ties to intelligence kind of, inform that too, which makes
Yeah.
me think also that the thing that the FBI and the DOJ has been reviewing, because it certainly wasn't making sure they redacted the victims' names, because they published their names and addresses and nude pictures of minors and all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, makes me think that they were making sure they scrubbed it for intelligence, because
Yeah.
of certain things, and some of that still made it in. So, um,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of shit with that we are either never going to know or we're not going to know for a while, but it's not difficult to at least unravel who the major players are and what they did and the people that need to be thrown their ass in jail like now.
yeah.
I mean,
Steve Bannon's ties to Epstein are.
yeah.
I think Steve Bannon. I think whenever you see him leave the White House, that he was actually the he had been the go between, for Trump
Mhm.
and Epstein, because they covered, like, in the Epstein files, it's pointed out that Jeffrey Epstein was saying he was going to hang out with Trump in Palm Beach, and what do you know? Trump was in Palm Beach those days. He says he's going to go
Mhm.
out with Trump in New York, and those 2 days, Trump's in New York. Um,
Yeah.
so I would. There can obviously be things in the Epstein files, some of the
Mhm.
claims and stuff that came out after Trump was running for president and stuff, that could be, I mean, not 100% true. I mean, that's obviously a possibility,
Yeah.
but
He's
I don't.
already an adjudicated rapist though.
Yeah, here's the thing though. For Trump, I mean, maybe for some of the others, you could say, well, it's this or that. Jeffrey
Yeah.
Epstein was, involved in these other things too. But with 38,000 references, across the Epstein files, you're not in there that many times if you didn't hardly know the guy. He just happened to live in the same town as
Yeah.
you.
The freakiest statistic that I've heard about all this is Trump is mentioned more in the Epstein files than Harry Potter is in the fucking Harry Potter books.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Jesus.
Yeah. Uh,
I wish I would have used a different book, but still, like,
yeah.
holy shit, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for him. And to set and say, like, okay, well, Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago or whatever back in whatever year. Yeah, but we also know that, like, there's ties to Melania and Trump's pageants, and that all this has been going on for a long time. Trump's all over,
Mm,
like, places like Howard Stern, talking about how he, was a great guy, and how they both liked young girls, and just there's so many
mhm.
instances of things that you can't. These things are. It's no longer rational to sit and say that these are coincidences, or
Yeah.
that they're, that he's not guilty of, some awful shit. Uh, Now, if you want to point and say he specifically did this to that person, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
that can be litigated and whatever, I find. But, you
I
don't
mean,
have your name that many times
okay.
without some kind of culpability.
They fucking impeached Bill Clinton over lying about a fucking blowjob.
Yeah.
This guy has done, like, what's a fucking crime that he either hasn't committed or hasn't been accused of or implicated in committing at this point? Holy shit. And they are still behind him 100%. Like, what? This is what I said. Anybody who is still with him at this point is completely too far gone. And frankly, I do not give a shit about their opinions, their what they think. Like, I'm surprised they're even allowed in polite society at this point.
Yeah.
If you still support this monster, you are a monster too. That's
Yeah,
essentially what it comes
yeah,
down to.
yeah. And the argument that Trump's like for the regular people and all that stuff is just, I mean, there's everybody in his cabinet are billionaires and in the Epstein
Mm-hmm.
files, and Trump also thinks that you have to have an ID to buy bread. Like, he couldn't be further from the average American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and let you go to, like, the IRS could release your social security number, your tax records, every person that you've been intimate with, your home address, and your mother's last pap smear on every news station across the whole fucking world for 24 hours straight. And if you tried to sue them for $10 billion, they would laugh you out of the fucking courtroom.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's, but the people that'll sit and make excuses and stuff, and it's like how about this, okay? MAGA, if or Epstein party, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, or not, whatever we want to call you, I guess.
Yeah.
um
Um, just like Vandalia just said, is they want everyone to have an ID, but don't give people an easy way to get one. If anybody lives in Texas, you probably know this. They started this with COVID, is that you have to go online and you have to get an appointment for the DMV to go get your driver's license or your ID or whatever.
they did that
My
here too.
son is supposed to have his done within 30 days of doing something. The soonest appointment he could get is April. April. And we signed up for it late, um, or no, it was very early January. April is the first appointment that there was available.
Yeah,
April. They
yeah,
do this kind of shit so they can prevent you from having an ID. And also that way, because it keeps you from fucking voting too. Because most states you have to have an ID or something to prove who you are. You can't just
yeah.
walk in and give your name.
There'll be
It
some
used
kind
to
of
be that you
thing
could.
surrounding that before the next election too. They'll be,
Yeah.
oh, we're having problem getting IDs out. Um
Mm-hmm.
the If you want to see something to run, something that's already ran poorly to run worse, let the federal government take control of it. I mean, um, as somebody who's dealt with fucking social workers and shit and government workers and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let the government get involved if you want to see something not function in any fucking way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
mean, it's one of those things that like there's examples and there's examples of shit around the world where like governments do things really well and really efficient. The thing is that when you get someone in government who wants to fuck it up, it is not hard
oh yeah,
to
yeah,
for because I mean, look at the shit that goes wrong even when they are trying their damnedest to get out. Like anybody remember when Obamacare came out and the website crashed for like the first solid week because everybody was on it? That was completely unintentional, and it still went to shit.
well, and that's kind of what I mean is like the things that the
Hmm.
federal government already controls are ran so poorly that whenever you get somebody who tries to take advantage of that further, that it just completely breaks the whole thing. And not to mention that they fired everybody that works for the motherfucker too. So
Hmm. Sadly, we are not South Korea.
mm,
I mean, there's like it's one of those things that I have had to argue with people here because I get, of course, being as leftist and atheist and all that as I am, of like, oh, well, you just hate this country. Why the fuck do you think I'm fighting so damn hard to keep a democracy? It's because I rather live here. My friends are here, my family's here. This is my home, like it or not. This is my home. I would like to stay here. I do not want to leave, but this is the first time in my life that I am looking to flee my state as soon as I possibly can. And that if I got an invitation for another country, I'd be gone tomorrow. Like, I don't want to be here. And it's just like, why? It sucks because it's just like you spend so many years fighting to try and save your country, and then people who are complaining about fucking egg prices elect this buffoon. It's frustrating.
Yeah, no, very. I agree. And to sit and yell about these things and just have everybody pretend like here we are, and they we didn't know, and it's
I
like, oh, fuck
say,
you. Like,
I, I say at this point, yeah, like people who are like people who personally know me say like, well, I didn't know. I was like, and I'll tell them straight, but I was like, yes, you did because I told you. And I had somebody in my family say like, well, yeah, but I thought you were being hyperbolic, and I thought like you weren't being serious about this. I'm like, you know my background, you you know like my educational background and everything. And I said, I told you, this is my professional opinion, not my personal one. This is what lines up with this in history, and this is where this is going if he does any of this shit that he's talking about. And those who are like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I just didn't know. Bullshit, you didn't know. And it's just like, I just do not have time for those people anymore. Like, I've had one person in my family ask me, like, they're trying to get into political conversations with me, and I'm just like, no. Like, we are done with that. I tried to talk to you before, but it's just no. Like, you didn't listen because you wanted cheaper gas prices. You sold out me, my friends, and our human rights because you wanted cheaper egg prices. Fuck you.
yeah, yeah,
I You don't sell out people's rights for anything ever. I don't care. I don't care if egg prices got to $100 a fucking egg. You find something else to eat.
yeah. But try to make a law that says that we try to prevent so many children being killed by guns,
Mm,
and
yeah.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
always what's you know
I
rule
mean,
for the
it's
top thing.
yeah. It's just
All right.
I don't know. People are crazy. Like, yeah, that like anybody, like I said, anybody who is still following MAGA, they are a lost cause at this point, and I just don't even care to engage with them at this point.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
uh, let's get it done.
yeah.
Um. All right. So, Lil, I'll let you go first. I don't have a lot to say today, so
I will be on Vandalia on Saturday. I will also be on Java and Jugs on my channel and a couple other channels. Um, Tomorrow I will be on Ember's stream after the damn show probably a couple times this week, and I will probably do a couple live streams of my own throughout the week, and of course, Politicality on Thursdays.
yep.
Oh,
So,
and I also have an interview with Seth, the ambushed apostate, coming out talking about Christian nationalism, which was a blast to do.
yes, that's fun to talk to.
Hmm.
Um. All right. So, Thursdays and Sundays, 1 p.m.
Hmm.
Politicality.
If you're
Uh.
not subscribed here, subscribe to the Kentucky Atheist. If you're not subscribed to Low of All Trades, subscribe there.
Yes.
And like it, like
Um.
the stream and all this
Yes.
stuff. All the
Yes.
things. Do all the things.
Subscribe everywhere. Except for Joseph's channel. The I'm just kidding. If you want to subscribe there, I don't care. Joseph isn't that bad. He was kind of stupid today, but
Hey, dude, Jesus is not the only way. Like, prove to us that he even existed. And then on top of that, fuck off, dude. Seriously. We
hmm.
do not care.
Yeah, yeah, not impressed with Jesus.
Yeah.
The but but yeah, Thursdays and Sundays at 1 p.m. Catch us here and on Lil's channel with
Jesus said
Politicality.
Jesus
Huh?
said to love the little children. Donald Trump loves the little children.
I've got a picture of a light switch cover that the light switch comes out in an inconvenient place for Jesus, and
Oh my
he's
god!
got he's got. It's not supposed to be perverted. It's supposed to be like religious crap. I'll
Yeah,
send it to you
but oh my
sometime.
god, that's
It's a
so
real
awesome.
thing too. But
That's
and then
awesome.
whenever I first learned, when I was in college and I was first learning like how to use Photoshop and stuff. One of the first designs I made was Jesus on a surfboard riding a wave of fire in hell, wearing some red cowboy boots, and they didn't think it was funny. I did, but uh, anyway, yeah, check us out on those things, and thank
Yeah,
you everybody that's liked and subscribed and all that stuff. Jester, thank you for the $2 super chat.
thank you.
We will be back soon. Bye.
Bye.